Right, I've got some very, I guess, dirty stories to tell you right here today, and it's going to expose, it's going to open your mind. I'm almost going to red pill you again. It's going to open your mind to what females can get up to. Now, not all females, let me make myself very, very clear. Not every girl is like this, and there are some very, very amazing and pure and innocent girls out there, and there are some complete hoes. I'm not against any. Do what you want. You are your own individual. You can do whatever you want. However, if you are a man that values true committed relationships, you are loyal to one another, you value that, you value love, you value being in a committed relationship, you're going to want to just be aware of these things, right? When I was going through my little playboy phase and I was single and I was basically just a slag, I was a dirty little slag, I don't care, that's how I am, right? Me and my boys would go to the club, we'd have a good time, we'd have a laugh, and obviously we're going there to pull girls. Yeah, the music's nice, going there to have a dance and have a good time is great and it's fun. But if you were to tell me that the club was just full of men, I probably wouldn't go. So obviously we were going there for the girls. That's what makes it fun, right? So I remember so many different occasions. I could tell you a million different stories about where this has happened. And it's kind of really opened my eyes being in this single man phase and just, experimenting with loads of different women. It's really opened my eyes to what girls can be capable of. Now, obviously, I'm really generalizing a category of girls here. These kind of girls are the club girls. They are the kind of, I guess, degenerate girls that go to the clubs and they drink and they smoke weed, all that kind of stuff. I'm not trying to insult anybody. You can do whatever you want. There is nothing wrong with you being a bit of a hoe. Even if you are a woman, there's nothing wrong with that. Do whatever you want. It's just not, for me, it's just not a girl that I would make my girlfriend or a long-term partner. That kind of girl, right? And that's not to say there's exceptions. Of course, there are girls that go to the club. There are clubbing girls. There are girls that drink alcohol. There are girls that smoke weed. There are girls that do these things that can still be a loyal and committed partner for you as a man. Absolutely there is. I'm not trying to say that everyone's the same. Now, the majority of girls that do those activities, going clubbing, partying, drinking, yes, they've got impulsive behavior. They're quite hoey, if you would like, right? They would probably cheat on you. But there are exceptions, so I'm not trying to say close your mind off. Always go into the world with an open mind and embrace all possibilities. Now, me and my boys would go to the club, right? Obviously, we'd do our thing, start spitting games with some of these girls, trying to get some things escalating. Now, at the start of the night, when everyone's a little bit more sober, a bit less loose, I guess you could say. Everyone's still a bit they're still loosening up. They're still getting into the gist of things. We'd go over and we'd talk to some girls to kind of get ourselves warmed up for the night. And one occasion I can think of straight away is there was this one girl who was in a group of girls, right? And there was this one in particular girl that was the prettiest in there. So I went for her, started speaking to her. We had a little friendly dance. Nothing too crazy right now, right? Now, obviously, my little thing is I like to slowly start escalating from just a normal dance. We're just dancing. I'm holding by hands, right? We're just dancing together, giving her some spins, whatever. Naturally, then I'd like to grab her by the waist after the spin, pull her in close to me, and then go for the kiss. That's what I like to do. That's my thing, and it works, right? This one particular girl, I did the same thing, spun around, brought her close. She kind of waited there for a minute, and then as I kind of brought her close to the kiss, she was like, I've got a boyfriend. I was like, oh, my bad, no worries, I didn't realise. No problem. And then we just started, kind of dancing it off, whatever, back to the friendly dancing. And then I kind of just went off and found someone else because she's got a boyfriend, she's off the table. No problem, that's fine. I'm not a weirdo, I'm not desperate, I'm not going to force myself on her, and I don't recommend you guys do that anyway. Go and find somebody else, abundance mindset, right? So I went and did exactly that. Now, as the night progressed, you can imagine, everyone's getting a bit more drunk, everyone's getting a bit loose, right? The people around are influencing this degenerate kind of impulsive behaviour. I was with another group of girls now, I kissed one of them, great, I'd found my group of girls, right? We were having some fun, I pulled basically. Multiple times. Now, the girl previously that I told you about that had the boyfriend saw me with this group of girls, and she was kind of like, as if like she knew me, right? Like, I remember you, blah, blah, blah. I went up to her, we kind of had a little dance again. Now, we were face to face at this point, holding each other's hands, just having a dance. She then turns herself round, backs up into me, and starts grinding on me. Now, that alone is it gets worse, but that alone is pushing the limits, right? If my girl, even dancing with another guy, is kind of pushing it a little bit. I would prefer my girlfriend, the girl that I'm literally cutting off all my hose for, dedicating myself to, complete complete commitment. I would prefer her to be repulsed by other guys. And I've had that before, and it's very, very beautiful. If you can get a feminine, gorgeous, beautiful, loyal girl like that idolizes you, that looks up to you, that is completely in love with you to the point where no other guy interests her. She's literally repulsed by other men in the club. Even if she goes out clubbing, she's repulsed by those men. That is very, very beautiful. Very, very good thing to have, right? And that's kind of a line that I like to stick by. So if my girl was fucking dancing with another guy, it would kind of push the boundaries a little bit for me. So anyway, she's grinding on me. This girl that supposedly has a boyfriend, grinding on me. Then guess what she does? She takes her hand, bam, down my pants, in the club. Now, she does this secretly. No one else can see because obviously the fucking arse is on me. I'm not to be vulgar, but she's grinding on me, right? She then secretly puts her hand in between her arse and my fucking dick and starts rubbing me up in the club. Bro, if my girl did that, oh my days. I'd never speak to her again. That's it. Blocked for life, mate. No second chances. That is it. So then after doing that for a little bit, she's rubbing me up in the fucking club, grinding on me. This girl that has a boyfriend. I'm loving this, bro. I'm loving it. This fulfilled my ego like mad. This girl that has a boyfriend is now doing this with me. Of course, I'm a dirty little slag, bro. I don't care. I'm loving this shit. I'm a single man at this point, right? So I'm not bothered. She then turns around again. I pull her in close because she's feeling it now, ain't she? No boyfriend, no more. And then I kiss her. And then I'm like, at the end of the night, it kind of just opened my eyes. I was like, fuck me, bro. These girls are wild. I'm glad that I'm a single man. I'm glad I don't have a girlfriend right now because these girls are crazy. Now, you could argue, yeah, but it's just a club girl. She's a degenerate. She's a hoe because she goes clubbing. I don't like to stereotype, but I do agree with you to some extent. If you are going to go for these girls that are in these kind of degenerate, and I mean that with very, very lightly. I'm not trying to call anyone a degenerate. I like to go clubbing myself. I wouldn't consider myself a degenerate. I like to go clubbing. I can be a dirty little whore, but I can also be a very loyal and committed and a really, really good boyfriend, right? I can do both, so I'm not trying to categorize anybody. However, you are more likely to encounter disloyal and degenerate women in that environment. Just keep this in mind, okay? Now, this has happened again. I remember another time I was in the same club. It always happens in the same club, bro. It's crazy in there. In Manchester, it's mad. But anyway, it was the same girl, and at the start of the night, you know, we spoke to each other, blah, blah, blah. Oh, I've got a boyfriend, whatever. Okay, no worries. Cool. See you in a bit. She also said she was bisexual as well. She said, I'm bisexual first, and then she said, I've got a boyfriend. So I don't know whether she was just saying that to get me away, of like, oh, another guy's hitting on me, fuck off, leave me alone. Whatever it could have been, regardless, towards the end of the night, same girl sees me again with a different group of girls. I always do the same thing, bro. It's like that pre-selection that the red pill space talks about. If a girl sees you with other girls that are attracted to you, it instantly makes you more attractive to her. It's like an innate evolutionary thing of like, oh, this is clearly the alpha, and I hate using those terms, but this is clearly the alpha male. You know, every girl wants him, so he must have something about him that makes him desirable. Therefore, I want him now too. So she sees me, she comes up to me, she basically grabs me and pushes me onto these kind of like, there's like a line of sofas, like a line of like couches if you're American. She pushes me down onto these seats, right? Climbs on top of me, on top of my lap. She's facing me, climbs on top of my lap. I'm grabbing her by the waist and she's grinding on me. And then obviously we're kissing and stuff like that. For the rest of the night, it gets fucking wild, bruv. Because I'm crazy when I party. I don't care. I lose all. I'm not even drunk at this point. I'm sober. It doesn't matter. If I'm in that environment, I'll just get wild. So I lose all connection to the consequences of my actions and I just go fucking crazy. But anyway, I'm not going to diverge into the details. Yes, apparently she had a boyfriend and then now she's doing all this kind of stuff. And I've seen it firsthand. You could just argue like, oh yeah, they're just saying this to keep you away at the start. But then as she gets drunk, she's more attracted, whatever. She's more willing to do these kind of things. That's a possibility. Maybe they don't have boyfriends. Maybe they're just saying that. However, I've literally seen a girl texting a guy with a love heart next to the name. It's clearly the boyfriend. I can see by the way they're texting. She puts the phone away, comes back and dances with me. My hands are on her hips and she's close next to me like this. Like, it's wild. It really is. So what can we take from this as young men? How can we make sure we avoid getting ourselves on the receiving end of these situations? Because I feel sorry for these girls' boyfriends. I really do feel sorry for the boyfriend because he's probably at home. Oh, I can't wait. He's probably working or some shit. I really can't wait to see her. You know, I love her so much. Can't wait to get home and see her tonight. She's in the club with her hands down my pants. So Bro, I'd be fucking pissed off, right? Number one, we must have an abundance mindset. Now, I recommend you boys always go for a playboy phase. I recommend you expose yourself to female nature, to female psychology. Understand women, get more confidence, practice, etc. with women. I recommend you do that. Now, as you go along this phase, you're naturally going to meet one girl that stands out from the rest. You're going to start to fall in love with one girl in particular. Maybe you guys you're very compatible, you got good energy, you can have a laugh with each other, you enjoy each other's company. You're naturally going to find yourself falling in love with one of these girls that you meet. When this happens, this does not mean you turn into a little pussy boy. It doesn't mean you allow the girl to walk all over you and take advantage of you. It doesn't mean that you start to tolerate disrespect from the girl. It doesn't mean that you start to let her overstep your boundaries just because you're in a relationship. This is the perfect mindset to have, even if you fall in love with a girl. I know it's hard because you're emotionally invested in her, but you must always maintain a kind of, not selfish, but a singular mindset is how I like to see it. So for example, there is a girl that I'm seeing at the moment. We've been seeing each other for a couple of months, and I don't know if any of you boys have experienced this before, but when you get to know somebody that you're so compatible with like this, it's almost from the very start, you just know I'm going to end up liking this girl. Like, we get along so fucking well. I know for a fact that this girl could be a girl I end up falling in love with, right? This girl that I'm talking about right now is one of those girls. She's one of the ones that I'm willing to cut all my hose off for because she just stands out. She's a girl that just makes me lose interest in all the other hoes. You will meet a girl like this. This is not to say that you start to then prioritize this girl because you're in love with her over anything else. Number one, you must keep an abundance mindset, because if you do get heartbroken, if you do find yourself in a negative situation where your girl does you wrong for whatever reason, let's say it doesn't happen, but for whatever reason it might do. If she does you wrong, if she cheats on you, if she breaks your heart, whatever, you must have a mindset of abundance. You must remind yourself that there are billions of women out there, and you can just simply go find another one. When you are in the relationship, commit and dedicate yourself to the girl. Love her with an open heart. Love fully. Don't reserve yourself. Don't be scared of heartbreak. This is going to make it a very inauthentic experience for you both. You want to be able to look back on that relationship with gratitude because you know you put your all into it. Therefore, you experience pure, true love, right? You cannot experience love if you don't have the risk of heartbreak. So don't be scared of heartbreak. Forget about that and truly appreciate the love while you've got it. If at one point in the future she does you wrong, she breaks your heart, deal with it in the future. Right now, you guys are good, so fucking enjoy it. And love openly, love fully. Don't reserve yourself off. Don't close yourself off to love. Expose yourself fully to the girl. She'll do the same to you. It's a very, very beautiful dynamic where you guys come together like that, right? Now, if she does you wrong, you accept it. No worries. Okay, cool. You crossed the boundaries. I'm going to have to cut things off. I'm not accepting that bullshit. Goodbye. I wish you the best. Crack on with your life with an abundance mindset. Do not get into this mindset of, oh, I'm never going to meet a girl like this again. I'm never going to fall in love again. I'm never going to have this feeling with someone again. Forget about that bullshit, because I've been there and done it. I've been in love once. We broke up. Heartbroken, blah, blah, blah. Never going to find anyone. I'm never going to feel this feeling again. I'm not going to find anyone like her again. I've been in love again. It's a cycle of life, right? You go from the highs to the lows, and then you realize that, okay, that's kind of how life is. You learn from it, and then you go to the highs and the lows again. It's part of life. It fluctuates. Having an abundance mindset and understanding that there's many more women out there will keep you in this growth mindset rather than a victim mindset. That's number one. Number two is understanding that even if you get heartbroken, even if the worst case scenario happens, it's not the end of the world. You're not going to die. Okay? How do we equip ourselves in terms of like, okay, if my girl is out there in the club right now with some other guy, dancing on him, doing this degenerate shit, doing this hoe behaviour, how do I mentally equip myself to make sure I'm resilient enough to deal with that? Abundance is number one. That's a very, very good start. Just understanding that there are more women out there. So if this girl ends up not being the one for you, no problem. Goodbye. But number two, I think you have to have a mindset of kind of balance, right? So when you're in a relationship, you're in complete love. You are completely committed and loyal to this girl. This does not mean that you are a simp. Now let me define what a simp is, because a lot of guys get the definition of a simp and the definition of just being a nice, kind gentleman. They get them confused and mixed up. Being a simp is giving away an unfair exchange of value and not getting anything back for it. So for example, if I was loving and caring and protecting and providing for a girl that I absolutely love and adore, but then she's disrespecting me, she's doing me wrong, she's cheating on me, and I'm well aware of what she's doing, but then I keep accepting it, that is you being a simp. If you give away your value to a girl, if you give away your attention and time and energy and love to a girl, and she is not reciprocating that, she's disrespecting you, she's basically just being a dick, then you are a simp. Being a gentleman, being a masculine individual, is simply understanding that, okay, I'm a kind person, I'm a loving and caring and positive person. I don't mind giving this girl all the love in the world, she deserves it, until she proves otherwise. This is a very good framework to follow, right? Number 2 is having the ability to walk away. No matter how much you love a girl, you must have the conscious ability, the conscious understanding that if she disrespects you, if she consistently does you wrong, if she crosses a line that you have set for yourself as a man, for me it's cheating, or it's doing any sort of flirtatious or intimate thing with another man while she's in a committed relationship with me, that is a boundary that I do not cross. If a girl does that, it's simply just goodbye. I don't care how much I love you, if you do that to me, goodbye forever. That's it, gone. That's my line, that's a boundary I set for myself. You find out yours, find out what you're willing to tolerate, find out what boundaries you're willing to set, and don't compromise. Don't start being a simp just because you get some pussy every now and then, just because, oh, it feels nice, it feels comfortable being in a relationship. Be willing to walk away. That's number 2. No matter how much you love a girl, you can be caring, you can give her all the love in the world until she proves otherwise. If, for example, I wake up sometimes and, first thing in the morning while I'm doing my routine and stuff, and doing my push-ups and doing my stretches, while I'm on a walk, so I'll come out after I've done my morning routine and I'll come on a walk, get some daylight exposure, and I'll come and record these videos for you boys. As I'm walking to my recording spot, I'll give my girl a call. The girl that I mentioned before, the one that, I'm starting to like, we're starting to get a lot more serious. I'll give her a call, good morning, baby, it's nice to hear from you, blah, blah, blah. Whatever, just have a little catch up. I don't mind giving away compliments, giving away attention, giving away love to this girl, because in the past, she has proven that she deserves my time, attention, and love, right? She's a good girl. So I don't mind giving away love because I want to do that, because I feel like she deserves it. Now, this does not make me a simp. What would make me a simp is if I was giving away all of this love, she was to then disrespect me or not reply or ignore my calls or, I don't know, do something that is kind of just disrespectful to me. Lie to me, give me really dry, shitty replies, not really reciprocating the energy that I'm giving to her, never reciprocating the love that I give to her. Then that would make me a simp if I was to continue giving her that love. If she was to do that, after I've given her all this love, time and attention and compliments and all the rest of it, making her feel like the most special, beautiful girl in the world, and then she was to disrespect me, I would simply just either withdraw my attention completely, just wouldn't talk to her until she fixes up, or I'd just limit it a little bit. I'd just be like, okay, right, I'm going to talk to you once a day maybe, and it's not going to be as loving and as energetic as it could be, because you're just disrespecting me here. And until we sort it out, until we communicate honestly and openly and sort out why you are not reciprocating this energy, why you're being basically a bit of a bitch, then I'm not going to give you the same love, attention and compliments and all the rest of it that I could give you. And she knows that. And as soon as you are willing to withdraw that, she'll either fix up and sort her ways out because she wants more of your time, attention, love, etc., because that's her dopamine, or she'll simply just go find somebody else, which basically is a win-win. It's either she fixes up and she acts how you want her to act, or she goes and finds somebody else, and then it's a sign that she's a bit of a hoe. Good on you. At least now you know. Now you can walk away with closure and go find somebody else with that abundance mindset, which is step 1. Does it make sense to you? So the main summary that I want you to take from this video is understand that girls are capable of this kind of stuff. Don't be naive. Don't be like how I was at 18 years old. I'm 21 now. At 18 years old, I was like, I met a girl and I just didn't see any of the red flags. I didn't see any of the weird congruencies in terms of the stories she was telling. They just didn't really match up. some of the words that she would say about herself didn't match her actions. This kind of stuff, right? Excuses all the time, making up reasons why she couldn't answer the phone or couldn't do this or couldn't do that. These little signs you'll start to learn as you go into relationships, as you get more experience with women. You'll start to pick up on these red flags, I guess you could call them, and start to avoid them. Okay? Don't be so naive. Expect the worst. Prepare for the worst. Prepare for the worst with an abundance mindset and the ability to walk away. If she displays any of these hoe tendencies, have an abundance mindset, understand there's many more women out there, and also have the ability to walk away. But just assume the best. Prepare for the worst, assume the best. If you do not have the concrete facts, if you do not know for an absolute certain 100% fact that she is doing you wrong, she's a bit of a hoe, then you may as well just assume the best case scenario, because that will allow you to enjoy the relationship while you've got it. It will allow you to enjoy the love that you both share, okay? But you're also prepared for the worst, so it's a win-win. Even if the worst case scenario does happen, you are prepared for it with step 1 and 2, which I talked about before. But while you are currently here in the relationship, you are able to enjoy it, because you don't know if she's a hoe. You might have insecure thoughts, you might have doubts every now and then that kind of make you think, but what if she's in the club right now, she's going out with other girls? What if she's with other guys? What if she's doing things behind my back? You might have insecure thoughts like that, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's completely normal. However, you may as well just kill those thoughts dead and replace them with positive ones and assume the best. She's in love with me. She idolizes me. She looks up to me. She wouldn't do that to me. She cares about me too much. She is repulsed by other guys. Until you have evidence, proven evidence that she has done otherwise, you may as well just assume the best case scenario. Now, this does not mean lying to yourself. It doesn't mean deluding yourself. If you have evidence that she has done something behind your back, if you have reason to believe, due to her actions or the things that she says, that she is doing degenerate activities behind your back, you may as well just enjoy the relationship. Get rid of all the doubt, get rid of the insecurities, and just enjoy it until proven otherwise. Then you walk away, then you have the abundance mindset. That's when you apply this kind of cold-hearted mindset. Do you understand? But my main advice is just love with an open heart. Love completely, openly, and fully. Don't hide any of yourself in the relationship, because you're not going to be able to experience it to its fullest extent. So, love openly, love with a full open heart, but also have the ability to walk away if needs be. Understood? Coaching is down below if you want to learn more from me. Flexing the gains. I'll see you soon. Look after yourself. Bye.